Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2! We've got a lot of rewards about- Oh! Okay, So, I was about to say there's a lot of rewards for clearing New Game Plus, and there she is now! Oh, Rex has just left a hopeless scratching his head. She finally got him back for all those wisecracks earlier in the story. So, there are 2 new title screens that can happen as a reward for beating New Game Plus, and I got the rarer of the 2 first. The more common of the 2... Duh! That guy got hit on the head with a Nia again! I got it twice in a row. I actually got this in the test recording for this as well, so this is my 3rd time getting the supposed rare one. Okay, it was pretty cute the first 3 times, but don't push your luck. I got it 5... What? Come on, Nia, work with me! Pyra's standing at a different angle this time. I think that might mean... Yes! It is so sad that I know that off the top of my head. Oh, I love this every single time I see it, and you never get to see this unless you sit on the title screen for a good minute or so, because it doesn't happen right away. This was one of the very last things that I ever learned about this game while researching it, and not just because it's at the end of New Game Plus, but because I'd gotten this far before and never saw this because I was always just mashing past the title screen at this point. I know, in a Xenoblade, I should be ashamed of myself. For beating New Game Plus, those 2 title screens will now occur, and you also unlock New Game Plus Plus. This goes in an endless loop, allowing you to replay again and again for all the, while keeping all the stuff that you have collected. I don't see any real reason to play the game a 3rd time. There's really not, unless you just speedrun it or something like that, and they allow carrying over stuff infinite number of times in the category or something. Dunno. For now, the adventure continues! Boy, do I feel bad for all the people who aren't watching this series who think we're basically done, because we're not even close. A great deal of things have opened up, and the first thing I'm doing is checking on this. Do I dare look at how many blade combos are left? 92. We might get S-rank Cutie Pie just yet without having to really work for it. So, alright. The first thing that I want to do is up above the world tree. Remember that heart-to-heart a long time ago that I said changed after you had actually been to Elysium, and that we'd be back to view it later and I wasn't saving over my game? Yeah, I immediately saved over my game after I finished recording. That was the real reason why we never did this. I am man enough to admit it.
Go.
Say, Rex, do you really think that place is Elysium?
It's a tough sell for sure. That barren wasteland is nothing like the paradise in the fairy tales.
To be honest, I'm not even sure myself. The Elysium I saw first was a warm place, full of sunlight and greenery.
Do you think that Elysium still exists somewhere else?
No. We definitely made it to the right place.
Then what? You think the paradise Elysium was never anything more than a dream?
I don't think we can say that for sure. Perhaps what Rex saw was how Elysium truly was, long ago.
Long ago?
Yes. A vision of an older Elysium, taken from within someone's memories.
So our chum here was dreaming about someone else's memories? That's pretty freaky stuff.
Yes, it's certainly far from an ordinary phenomenon.
If the passage of time could turn the Elysium I saw into that, maybe Ulrus could end up like that too someday.
Indeed. It is the same as the Torn Titan we saw in Moritha. All things deteriorate over time.
But time isn't the threat right now. Malos could turn Ulrus into a wasteland like that any time.
True enough. And I dare say neither we humans nor even the Titans themselves could survive in such a world.
That's why we have to stop him, no matter what.
That's the spirit I like to see, chum. I thought you might be depressed that Elysium wasn't all you'd hoped, but I guess I needn't have worried.
Rex is not so weak as to let something like this set him back. His strength of will is what has carried us all this far.
What's up with you two all of a sudden? There's no point flattering me, you know.
Don't fret, chum. You just keep doing what you always do.
Yes, keep forging our path ahead. We're counting on you.
This is quite possibly the most remote heart-to-heart there is, and it's a shame because it so well breaks down what I like about all three of those characters. Where Rex is great in it, Morag is great in it with her whole reasoning. Actually, she's even right about Elysium existing elsewhere, as Rex understood it. Zeke is super kind and encouraging. It's his strong side that you don't always get to see because he's such a goofball on the surface that he doesn't always let you in and see that all the time. And it's nice to see how much these characters genuinely care about each other all this time. Now, I have a theory, and I'm gonna go look at this.
I'll strive to match your expectations.
If you say that you viewed 65 heart-to-hearts, goddamn, I'm right. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I've discovered a glitch! Okay, I have a story to tell you here. Okay, so there is a bug that many players have reported seeing over the course of their adventures and all rest, and I experienced this too, and it's driven me nuts for the longest time. So, really quick, there are 66 heart-to-hearts in the base game of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, not counting New Game Plus. So many players report having 65 heart-to-hearts viewed when they've 100%ed the base playthrough, and it bothers them so much where this one heart-to-heart they missed is. I experienced this exact same glitch where I had viewed every heart-to-heart except for Newt's, because I couldn't. I don't think I have Newt in my party, so I can't pan over to her for coolness. Yet I had 64 of them viewed. The reason why it says 65 is because we viewed the one heart-to-heart in the Ion Hangar. I believed that the Ion Hangar was the glitched heart-to-heart that was not being counted, even though you had seen them all. I knew that some heart-to-heart had to be glitched. We were theorizing that it was the heart-to-heart without a choice that was doing it, because it was counting the choice when it gives you the points and not when you start viewing the heart-to-heart. No, it's Legendary Land that's broken. And the fact that this heart-to-heart is pretty unmissable, you are so likely to see it on the way up to the World Tree. It makes sense why people who were trying to 100% the game never missed this, and yet, because it wasn't counted, they were like, where the hell is this last heart-to-heart I can't find? I was checking it after the Ion Hangar to see if that one was bugged and if we were correct, and I was so disappointed I wasn't, and then I just find it like this when I'm not even trying. That's cool. That's really, really fun. We have seen the conclusions to every single minor character who had an arc that we were going back and talking to every chapter. What a long title they have indeed. Oh, she really into some voodoo stuff. She levitating. It's the boots, I tell ya. Yeah, we've already seen all those. I went around and saw if any of them had a star over their head. None of them do. Sometime in this outing, we'll be seeing a new blade. Who is it gonna be? Well, it's gonna go on Morag, whoever it is. One of the three blades that we have not pulled yet, who is quite good indeed, is an excellent pull on Morag, and I'd like to make that happen. If we get one of the other two blades that we're missing, it's not really that big of a deal what driver they go on, and if I really want, I can overdrive them to somebody else. It's fine. As a matter of fact, I have 16 overdrive protocols with 3 blades left to pull. I need to chill out. I don't need to be thinking this hard about stuff anymore. I've come a long way. It's almost over, and I think we're good. Main game's almost over anyway. I don't mean to imply the whole thing is almost over, because, no, still got a long way to go. Oh! I just said I should be doing Merc missions during this, so I need to go do that. No! Whoa!
In the red corner, heavyweight blade champion at 800 pounds, it's Cressidus!
I am the champion, my friend!
And his name is Cressidus! He's gonna get in the ring and put elbows to asses! You seen his ass? It's gonna be you see his elbows, but I'm like, you seen his asses? Oh no. Cressidus! A blade that I think is secretly really good. Cressidus, you're gonna start us off with a Merc mission.
From now on, we're the Atom Splitters! We'll be there and back before you know it!
Just remember to have fun.
You having a sciencey name with that voice? I kinda love it.
The man's not been born who could beat me!
Nicely done, chaps.
Behold, the spoils of war.
Fruity rice contract. That was the thing that the war was fought over. Now that we finally have Cressidus, a cavalcade of thingy-mabobbers have opened up to us. We're going off to Gormott, upper level right. Specifically, yeah, over here, Lyda Oasis.
Let's rest a spell.
Let's get
For
going.
you see, weirdly enough, there is still, even this, how long have I been playing for? 250 hours, almost 251 hours. Going from Ho-Oh to Celebi in 15 minutes or less, or it's free. Yeah, there is a location that we have never been to, and it's a fairly low-level place in Gormott that you could have accessed a long time ago if you really wanted to. I just never really personally went over this way because I didn't want to waste your time with it. There's no quest objectives over here. And it's not until New Game Plus that there's finally any reason at all to see this breathtaking view. Cape Spring Breeze. Clouds passing by over the spines on the back of the Titan. That right there is its tail, and that is a leg moving up and down. And then you can see the other leg behind the tail to give an idea of where we are geographically. You also know it's a remote area because the music weirdly switches to the lower area when standing in specific places in it. We have a new heart-to-heart to view.
This is the life. The wind on your face, the air in your lungs. It feels like freedom. This kind of place makes you glad to be alive.
What are you saying? You talk like you aren't always free to do as you please.
Is something wrong with your eyes? Does this look like freedom to you? Following a group of brats and up on like a teacher on a school outing?
You do it because you like them, right?
Like them. I do it because I have no choice.
You seem to enjoy it anyway.
Maybe something is wrong with your eyes.
You're pretty talkative today, Sever.
You think? I suppose I'm just in a good mood. Talkative or not, I'm always keeping a watchful eye over everyone.
Good one. More like you're always wandering around, doing your own thing.
You've always got something to shout back at me, haven't you?
Ah!
Do you dislike having to worry about others?
Well, to be honest, I've never liked being part of a large group. Others are just an unnecessary burden.
So we should just leave you behind? You'd be lost without us, admit it. It's important that your driver be able to keep an eye on you.
How rude. Jerk. Why don't we leave you behind? I'm sure it would be fun to watch you rage.
Ah, you wouldn't do that!
You guys argue so much, but I can tell you're good friends.
What? Are you serious? This oaf is no friend of mine.
At least we agree on something. I'd rather be friends with an Igna.
Yeah? You want to talk, you goggle-faced buffoon?
I'm stronger than a goggle.
Oh? Whatever you say. At any rate, I'm just gonna continue doing as I please. As long as I find this place tolerable, I'll keep on lending my services to you. I expect the same from you, driver.
I like how Cressidus is super wholesome. You don't get to see any side of him at all in the main story. It's the last thing you expect from looking at a big guy like him.
Why do you prefer being alone?
Alone is just easier. Nobody to burden you. Besides, the phrase lone wolf has something of a ring to it.
You're a blade, though. You can't just survive on your own like that.
You don't think I know that?
Do you feel like we're holding you back?
No. Not at all. No need to go cry about it. It's all fine. I don't have any particular objection to being around you. And I certainly don't feel held back. If anything, it's rather enjoyable. It's as Cressidus says, without a driver, I cannot continue living. I envy those who are able to live alone. That's all I meant. You don't need to concern yourselves over me. Got it?
You're a character, Sever.
Shut up, you. That counts as concerning yourself.
Neat idea, having a blade that prefers being alone even though it's very at odds with what they're like. Heartless kill as the skill levels up there.
Think this'll cut it? Get it? Cut?
Right over by this brand new place, we want to jump down into the water below. Turn around. Oh look, a hidden skill check.
Oh my.
Yeah!
And it's even something that Cressidus can help get. Intentional, I wonder. New treasure trove that we've never seen before. That gives a common core crystal, woohoo. This can be accessed quite early. If you jump down into this water, you don't really have to worry about this piranhax here, and it's just fun to see how we've had these things available to us all this time, and yet we're still only just now finding them. This is gonna be an awkward foursome. Rex, it's time for you to use love sources on our blades. I've been working on this in the background, just in my spare time, grabbing any love sources that I could, and we got 5 of them.
Having this makes me real happy.
Oh, Cressidus don't level up in the way I thought he'd do. He just needs to have meat in the inventory. That's a lot easier.
I'll be stronger tomorrow.
Now you know and won't make the same mistake as me.
I'm not done rising.
Cressidus, you ought to meet a good friend of mine called Boreas. I get the feeling you two would get along. So easy to raise up, actually. This is cool.
Let's rest a spell.
That's 2 heart-to-hearts. Now that things are winding down, I mentioned... Dude, Rex looks like he's a drone or something like that with these things on his back. He's so short. I was going to say that you've been such a character on our journey through Rara. I appreciate you so much, and I'm gonna miss you now that this is the last time we're ever gonna be speaking to you. I mentioned that Furara could appear in Port and Angam, and a lot of people wanted to see that. What's up? Cave of Indal so comfy. Furara stayed there for a very long time, but you all never came, now did you? But then, ground starts shaking very lots, and suddenly world tree in front of eyes. Furara never more shock in all of life. After that, Furara follow other people to boat and escape Indal safe. Furara very lucky to be living. pretty classy stuff. Anyway, Volta's Trade Guild Walkie Walkie guidebooks say, no matter how hard things get, always keep going. People here was very helpful, but Furara must go on with Walkie Walkie. Quite tired of Hot Place now, so probably go to Tantal next. He thinks that you had a lot of trouble finding him if you went that long without locating him in it all, so he just tells you where he's going the next time. Whoopee. Next, I want to go to the Cliffs of Moratha for something that's honestly pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. It just bothers me so much because of how often I saw people call this a good item, and now I can really lay into this thing. The charming swimsuit and how crap I think this thing is. I already told you the breakdown of how a lot of strong blades, non-spoiler wise, are female, and how you have a lot of options with the male loincloth because Tora, for instance, can only have the 3 poppy forms. Rex in the base game has to have Pyra and Mithra with him in so many fights. Zeke has Pandoria, who, you know, not good, but he has to have her a lot of the time. Because we have every single male blade there is. I can actually go in depth into why this is a crap item. I've already showed you all these, how Aegean sucks, Gorg is not someone I would have on Nia or Morag, and Godfrey's Godfrey. I don't want to go over all the blades that I've already gone over in this out of respect for your time, but let's go over all of the new male blades. So Akos on Nia or Morag could be kinda good. He's a warrior mage, he can heal up and attack. He's based on the Great Axe, which isn't a particularly strong weapon class for either of them. He's okay, I guess. Mikhail. Alright, here we go. Here we got something good. Mikhail. Mikhail on Morag, legitimate good option. He can be good. He does a lot of damage. He's evasion based. You can freely move him to any driver you want without an overdrive too, so if you just want him on Morag some of the time, he's free. I like that. Perdido, nah. Cressidus, I'd probably have on Zeke. We haven't really gone over him yet. Sever, we've been over him, and definitely not on anybody other than Rex for me. Okay. Shulk on Morag is good. But the problem with this, and actually the problem with everybody, is that all of this stuff is either post-game or might as well be post-game exclusive. I've already gone over how by the time you can get Shulk into All Rest and use him for anything, he's just not that helpful anymore, and you'd probably only want to use him in the Land of Challenge. Yeah, he's pretty restricted in the things that you can actually use him in. Fiora's female, so she does not count. And then I've already been over why Corvin is good. So we added one okay option, and then we got 2 more good options. And I've gone over how pretty much every single other blade except Corvin is just terrible for this item. It's so situational. There's like 3 blades I would ever use on, maybe 4 if I got Wolfric on Morag. You'd probably give him to Rex, but if he didn't and saved him, then okay. It's just not a good item. Starting now, I've decided that you no longer need to see every single little update to the affinity charts. There's not many blades left that we haven't raised, and a lot of the blades that we have left don't have specific requirements for their skills at all that would be important for me to talk about. So what I'm gonna do now is use love sources, send them away on merc missions in the background, get their charts as full as they can go without having to do things that you can't do in merc missions, and we'll check back in on all these blades in a later video once that's done.
A long way, hey?
Oh, Rex got S9 with Mithra from that, and it ruins the surprise of what we're ending off on! We're going to the Land of Challenge with Cressidus and seeing one of his things. Cressidus has 40% physical defense, 20% ether defense, and 20% max HP as his mod. He's very much a face tank, kind of at odds with the fact that Tora was very much filling that role with Poppy Alpha, but he can't use Cressidus. He's Earth Element, and he's a new weapon class, the Rock Rending Gauntlets, or the Royal Guard. No one knows, not even the dev team. Increases max HP by another 500 in addition to his other buff. This is based on the Knuckle Claws weapon class, just heavier and focuses on tanking rather than attacking. It has a shameful critical hit rate, one of the lowest of any weapon class at all. Going into his arts, Wild Slugger is a blowdown art when does more damage on the front. Terror Smash increases damage dealt to enemies targeting the user. Rock Blast increases aggro. And Giant Straight is a knockback art with no secondary effect. I want to point out that Rex has got almost the HP cap now, even though he has no other tank blade on. Cressidus's stat buffs are so good, he nearly guarantees 9999 HP for any driver who has him. That's worth pointing out, because that's a rarity among any blade. In fact, before we get going on him, I want to overdrive him from Morag to Zeke. Who could have seen that one coming? Zeke, you're just too damn good. You're just too damn good. No one else can ever have blades because you just have to be a Zeke von Gunmu, bringer of chaos. Over here, working on Talos' skill, so I can get rid of Pandora. I never bring Vale into fights anymore. I've been trying to mix it up so everybody can kind of take one more bow. Shut up, game.
Count not.
I moved him over to Zeke because Topple Art, Sublime Lariat. Got a long recharge on it. Trust me, you're gonna want this. Falling Dropkick increases damage on the front, so we got that again. Defensive Knuckle, which increases damage dealt to enemies targeting user, and Sacrificial Chop. Increased aggro from driver arts. Zeke's got the HP cap. Just from having that one tank blade on. Told you. Really, really impressive tank right away. When picking teammates for him, I would advise against having launch and smash arts in the party. He's somewhat comp dependent. So as you see here, we got a break art, a topple art, I think another break art on Rex maybe. Break art, and I think you have a topple on Morag. Nothing that goes beyond topple, done on purpose. Cressidus like.
This is delicious.
Yeah! Can't wait to dig in. Hey, meat is the strongest of foods.
He's also a fan of knitting.
Got any more?
I'm also undefeatable when it comes to fashion.
Did you think I'd like this? Well, you're wrong.
I guess he is a wrestler type, so that makes sense that he'd be really into fashion. And then his last one is the Blizzard Choir.
I know this book. It always makes me cry.
How perceptive you are.
The way that this guy is so sensitive is amazing. He's great. My God. All right, so his favorite items are in Torgoth and Theoswar. He leveled up from using his favorite item. Also, all of his skills are level 1, so we're totally gonna lose this fight that I'm doing here today.
Best show what friends capable of.
I thought we'd just do a nice, easy one right here with Temperanchi and Standoff and see how that goes. I don't even remember what's in this one, but I'll take care of it.
Archsage expecting good show. The challenge battle begins.
Oh, it's this one. I don't know how to feel about this.
Oof.
You have to beat the enemies in the proper order. They don't attack you unless you do it right. Okay. So focus on the Aspar. And Cressidus is a blade that I find underrated. I think he is exceptionally good, really powerful, and deserves better, honestly. A lot of people discount him and think that he's crap. And in fact, you might think that I'm doing that right now by not using him. Well, I switch into him and he activates Trespass. Not a noticeable effect, but he damaged all the enemies in the room by simply being switched into. Vanguard switch, if you will. Cressidus' level 1 special is... Dead Ball! Ether 1 hit attack, guard annulling, pretty dead in the water, honestly. It's not great. I like fusion combo ups on him. I never went over his Oxcore slots. He's got 2 of them, and you know what I like equipping on him now. Other than that, a generic attack up is fine. Level 2 special, Berserk March, a physical 4-hit attack. Has blowdown, some AoE, and increased aggro. This is one of the best level 2s in the game. It's guaranteed to hit for so much that it's just going to grab aggro nice and easy. Aw, she's adorable! Next, oh my God, we're actually getting to see this. I was worried that I chose a bad fight for this. No effect topple, what is that crap? Come on. No, 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 no. Well, through the context clues of the situation, my language arts teacher would be awfully proud to hear me using that in my real life. His second skill. Why are we dying so easy? Is he spiking us? Amazing tank, I swear!
Time for a breather.
Is Sentin, increased damage to toppled enemies, and extends the topple timer. Let's just go fight Ancient Soros. I just don't care. Challenge mode, I don't even plan on doing every challenge anyway, and the challenges that I do want to do wouldn't even be good fights for Cressidus. Heck, the challenge that I picked wasn't even a good fight for Cressidus. Get back here, man! Here I say we have Ancient Soros at home. We don't need to go out into challenge mode, yet the Ancient Soros at home is just leaving home. Okay, here we go. If you could break Bridget, that'd be good. On Zeke, you have this topple art, so if you want him doing the toppling, you can do that. But that's not the full extent of what makes him so great. I want to punch him up a little bit. There we go, there's the break. We'll pop him, and we're seeing how much damage we're doing right here. But that's not all. Yeah, see that topple timer just going up, up, up over and over again? He can topple lock an enemy quite well. Dare I say he's a Xenoblade 1 fan's favorite character. We'll do the level 3 special here just cause it's not really what I was wanting to show. I did extend the topple timer by hitting him. I'm not gonna go for Volcano. I'd rather you just keep doing this so we can showcase Cressidus better. I'm having to power myself down in some ways to actually show off what makes a blade good. His final battle skill, Double Team.
Ultimate power. Finishing home.
Does not turn him into an evasion tank, but rather increases level 4 special damage. It sounds kind of bad to get such a specific benefit, but Cressidus' level 4 special is really good. Like, really, really good. Star Crusher is an Ether 4-hit attack with increased critical chance, increased critical damage by a lot too. And because level 4's freeze driver combos, this means you get tons of extra free damage out of his topple without losing any of the extra time that it would have taken to use the move. It's such a good mix of traits. You never wouldn't use this. In fact, I love it so much. We're gonna retool our party a little here, get Tora in the party, so that I can make sure that I inflict break on him several times in this fight, so that we can just see this again, but with things done a bit more optimally. Also in true Zeke fashion, these two are made for each other. Despite him being such a big, bulky, heavy weapon, he's quite speedy due to being based on the knuckle claws. They didn't change the animation speeds all that much for him. Another benefit to his topple effect that I want to bring up is chain attacking, where when chain attacking, time is frozen anyway, except during the special duration, so you kind of get extra time out of that too. Supple 'em! I might not get over to my level 4 quite in time, but you're seeing that with that double hit auto attack combo, how long this guy is staying topple for. There, he got it. Yeah, that was a lengthy topple, and he's already broken again thanks to Tora. I've equipped Poppy Cutie Pie's launch art to make this not happen. No, he interrupted me. Shoot, okay, Tora, if you'd be so kind, thank you. You have your Tumbly Tumbly if you want to help out, so does Rex. Good. Level 4. That timer is already filled all the way back up to full, and we weren't even done with the attack yet. Topple locking can be quite strong. You don't really think about it in a game where the driver combo just keeps going on and doesn't have to end when it does. But yeah, you topple the enemy, you do his level 4 special, you get an obscene amount of time out of it. Here we go again. I probably should be saving this for later in the topple so that we can make the most out of the topple timer. He's pretty helpless. If the enemy can be toppled at all, Cressidus is super powerful. And there's the fusion combo effect up going on, why I wanted to equip him like that.
You and me are friends. We're bonding great.
Aww. Cressidus is a good guy. A lot of people throw him to the wayside and think that he's just not that good, and he's more comp dependent than your average tank. Tora's just basking in the glory of what I'm saying there. But nah, he's got a lot going for him. It's kind of ironic with me being such a Xenoblade 1 fan that of what I just said, I'm kind of making my own joke come true now, aren't I? Yeah. So that's what I like about Cressidus. It was a little hard finding the right fight for him. I don't think I would have done Tyranititan because his break resistance is so high due to his level. There's a lot of fights, there's some fights that he can be good in. He's situational, but he's really, really good. Like a certain person that I like, that you all know. That's all for now. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're going to be raising up our blades a little bit more. Probably, oh my god, it's hideous. Look at its face with that eye and the top. I've never seen one of these up close. God, now, I wish I never saw one up close. Oh my frick. Okay, we are gonna be raising up our blades more, possibly seeing another one, and basically just continuing our cleanup of the last things that we haven't done. Probably gonna be some heart-to-hearts. See you guys then.